Okay, here we are 3 days later, and I'm going to get in here with the fork, lift the soil up, and see how many sweet potatoes I have. I'm going to try not to stab or bruise or cut any. There's one. Got it a little bit with the fork, but it's okay. Nice purple color. Nope. Wow, look at that one. Nice. There's a lot of roots in there. I just don't know where the big tubers are. I have no idea how deep sweet potatoes go. I decided to switch to some hand tools just to get what was on top, and maybe if I need to go deeper, I'll use the fork again. This harvest is bigger and deeper with much larger potatoes than I've ever had before. Look at that big boy. See, I gotta figure out a better way to use my tools because I scraped that up with the fork. And I know that in order to have a better final product, you don't want to damage it with your tools. I started with the hand tools with this one. This fork is 3 prongs and it's got a staggered fork. I think it's that middle lower prong that's damaging the potatoes. So I have 2 others here. They're not staggered. This one's plastic, so I think I'm going to try that one. It's kind of a flimsy tool, but I'm going to see if it helps in saving these potatoes. Yeah, that plastic still scraped it a bit. Now, I didn't want to have to do a lot of this with my hands, but it looks like because I haven't figured out how to use the tools without damaging them, I'm going to use my hands a lot. I'm going to use the tool to... It's like archaeology, digging around the artifacts. Holy smokes, look at that thing. With as many vines as I had this year, you'd think that this thing would just be loaded with sweet potatoes. And it might be. They might be deeper. That's a pretty color. That nice purple color on that one. The orange one. Some of them are pretty cracked. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I waited too long to harvest them. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. That's my sweet potato harvest. It is the largest sweet potato harvest I've ever had. The most beautiful sweet potato patch I've ever had. And it leaves me confident in a few things. One, I'm confident that I did not enjoy digging leaning over this 6-foot round barrel. In the future, this container, it's a great growing container, but in the future I'm probably going to use it not for root crops, but for things that will grow out and over it. I'm also confident that was a lot of work. But it's going to be a lot of fun seeing if these taste good. What do you think of that one?
It's nice.
It's nice. Is it pretty big? Feel how heavy it is. Is it pretty heavy? But you're strong, so it's not too heavy, right? I want you to notice the soil that I put in here. It's still very loose. It's crumbly, it's nice soil, but it still could be amended further with some coconut coir and compost. That will make it even more loose and more rich. And things that I do plant in here, the roots, whether it be a root crop or just the roots of tomato plants or whatever, will come out much nicer. They'll also grow nicer because they won't have any resistance or much less resistance compared to the compacted soil that's in the bottom of this. The top of it's still pretty nice, but the bottom of it down in there is compact. I know that I left some sweet potatoes in the bottom of this, but it was just getting too hard to get in there and dig them out. And the ones that were deepest were also the most cracked, so I'm thinking that they probably aren't the best ones to harvest anyway. So those that I leave in there will, one of two things. They're either going to rot in place and just add to the soil, or they're going to sprout up new sweet potatoes next season. Those that sprout up, I'll probably let them grow, but I will probably only harvest the ones that are closest to the surface. Oh. You guys remember when Pumpkin was the feisty one, but Chevy's kind of taken his place. Pumpkin got older and settled down, and he likes to just go and mess around on the farm, but now Chevy likes to play with me in the gardens. Isn't that right? Okay, to wrap this up, thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching as I garden, as I homestead, as I learn the permaculture principles on the farm, as I go through my journey, learning to be more connected with the earth and find more joy in nature, even when nature does poop in my garden. So thanks again. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, don't compost my bed. Hey, no cat compost. No digging. You are going to poo in my garden bed, aren't you? Hey, Chevy. Chevy. Come on. Come on. Come on.